Day 2 of the Dales Discovery weekend. Just getting gear sorted out for today. Got the bike out. So, should be getting off about 9 o'clock. This is the first lane of day 2. Don't think I've been down this one before, no idea what it's called. Bit of a steady farm track. I guess it could be muddy when it's wet, but bone dry today. I probably mentioned previously that this Dales Discovery weekend is organised by North Yorkshire TRF. And we're based at the rugby ground in Leyburn, which is quite a good venue really, because it meant when we got back yesterday we could use the rugby club showers, and they've got a bar, so we went straight into the bar and had a few beers, and also the club provided meals. There was a choice, pie and chips or chicken curry and rice. I had the curry and rice. And we could use their bar as well. And the bar opened at about 5, and I guess fortunately for me they shut it at 9 o'clock, otherwise I think I'd have probably still been in there at 12 and had a hangover this morning. But unusually for me, I was back in my van and in bed for 11:30. So early start-ish this morning, up about 7:30, and they had a nice bacon and sausage sandwich and coffee for breakfast. Again, all part of the cost of the weekend. So that was pretty good. So loads of time to get ready really for a 9 o'clock start. So well organised really. And this is the 3rd or 4th trail of today. Again, it's dusty and dry. Nice little river ford, pretty shallow. Apart from the trails around here, I love these little back roads. I enjoy riding these little roads, especially when there's not much traffic around. Yeah, it's nice to see that trail winding away into the distance there. That should be some nice views when we get on that one. Looks like some of this trail's being graded. Ooh, quite loose gravel though. One of the advantages of being on gate closing duty is you've got an open road in front of you and can play catch up. These are quite slippy, these, like marbles. Ooh, sketchy. Quite big jumps there. Not very good at jumps. Yeah, this is a long trail, this one. I think the guide said it went to Loft House. I've been on it before, but it is a bit like riding on marbles, and the bike gets a bit skitty, and it's one of those things where coming off the bike's not unusual, but you don't want to come off at the sort of speeds you can get up to on this. It's alright dropping it at walking pace and or falling off into a bit of mud, but don't want to come off at any sort of speed on this shit. Cracking run down there, isn't it? That's a beautiful view as well, isn't it? is a tough climb for a push bike. Beautiful view from here, just slightly misty, but still a nice view. Respect to these guys. This is our lunch stop at Howstein Gorge. This glass building just on the stilts there, over the top of the gorge, is the cafe. And that's got a glass floor so you can see down to the gorge. It's a really nice place. And the bikes seem pretty safe here. Another group of our lads has just come in as we're about to leave. One of the guys is heading back, so he lives down south. So I think we're down to 5 in our group now. So that's the entrance to the cafe. Scarhouse Reservoir, one of the ones we've done before. Water level looking low. Another bunch of guys. Dusty drop down to Scarhouse Reservoir. It's quite steep. Cheers, mate. Yeah, these water levels are really low. Can't normally see those sandy bankings. I think the last time I came down here there were police at the bottom checking that bikes were legal. Didn't bother us too much, because one of the lads started talking to the police officer straight away and they could tell we had legal size number plates on and what have you. Dead Man's Hill, this one, after Scarhouse Reservoir. rocks are a bit slippy on the rocks, and not a lot of water in it, but still slippy. Putting my feet down, I'm not risking doing it stood up. Yeah, I paddled through that one.
Yeah, I thought I'd take it steady.
Yeah.
Are we all good,
Is he alright? We got it. This is a dead-end lane, so I've got to turn around because it comes to the edge of a county boundary where different rules apply apparently. So I'm not sure whether we can continue along that trail for a bit, but I know at some point we've got to turn around and come back.
What about you, David?
So this is the trail that goes over the moorland, which is the dead-end trail. This is what the guide was talking about, whether we should ride it or not, but we've decided we'll ride it as far as we're allowed to go, which is the county boundary or whatever boundary, parish council maybe. So we'll give it a go, see what it's like. You tend to find that the dead end lanes don't get ridden so much because it's not as easy to put them into a loop, because you've basically got to ride it, turn around and come back, and sometimes if it ends up in a narrow ravine or something like that, turning round's easier said than done. But I think in the back of my mind I have done this with Lancashire TRF, and with it being dry and I'm on a lightish bike, nothing too much to lose by giving it a go. Beautiful view from up here. Hard to tell where the actual trail is, mind. I'm assuming this is all grouse moor for shooting. I think this is one of these trails which will just gradually get smaller till can't tell where it goes anymore. Wow, yeah, I have been down here. There's a little stream in the bottom. Better not get too close. Yeah, pretty narrow. Right, so the plan's been made, we're going to have a go at this. So I think maybe keep some distance apart. Normally this is really, really boggy. Apparently, I think I've only been through it once or twice. Once, I think. When the heather is longer, you can't even see the track, but you can't get your feet down because it's not wide enough. I'm rubbish at ruts, and this is just like a big rut. Well, that bit was.
Your favourite rock? The one on the road in the middle?
Yeah, the one that you're going to hit. I ended up trailing my legs there, but it doesn't have to get your fucking hips.
What you don't want to do is get... I tend to ride with my toes out, and I catch my toes.
Spiral fracture. Supposed to keep your toes in, aren't you? But it's remembering to do it.
How's Tony doing? Hey!
Yeah. I was like that.
Right, it's a bit more like this. You get narrower and narrower. And then we get to the boundary, we've got to turn round by dropping into a gully.
He's smiling from ear to ear, this fella.
Don't fall off. I could see you coming behind me, I stalled it. I was like, am I going to have it or not? What is it at the bottom?
Just trying to remember what he said there, keep your toes in. If if you catch your toe and pull it round, that's a nasty injury. Yeah, you can barely see the track, but fortunately they've been burning the heather, so this bit's visible. Sounds like turning round's going to be a problem. Decided to turn round here where there's a flattish area to get turned round rather than risk getting stuck in a gully. One of the lads' electric starter's gone, so he's having to rely on his Kickstarter, which is not very good, and basically bump start his bike. If that doesn't work, so that's making life difficult for him. Question of quick riding ahead, I think. You've got gravity on your side coming back down here. Bit of paddling involved here because don't want to drop it on its side in this gully ideally, because nobody will be able to get past me. Hopefully that's the worst bit. Nice little water crossing here. This is where I got stuck last time, but that was really muddy and boggy. Seemed like a good idea, it just dug in.
I thought I was up for a bit of off-piste opportunity. That was a bit adventurous.
I know, it just dug in, didn't that way? I thought, fucking hell, what a dick.
Well, that's the brain.
First time I've got it, I thought, oh, I'll go up there and have a...
Did you have your camera on?
No, I don't think I did. Oh yeah, I'm still on. It's still on. So that's the end of day 2. Back to the rugby club. Bit of an earlier finish today, which is quite handy for me. A couple of the lads have got to drive right back down south, so they've got a long trip home. And my little cat Sweep is poorly, so I need to get home and give him his medication. Give him some food. I hope he's alright. That's it then.
Kids.